It is a new year, same geeks. We got a lot to review today. We've got some Marvel, some DC, some number ones, and we're starting off with a number 15. So can't wait to find out why. You are watching the Geek Chat. Stay tuned. Hey everyone, welcome to the Geek Chat on the Experience. I am Beardy Rich.
And I am Monk Beardy Dez.
It says Sith Desmond.
Sith Dez. I'm Darth Dez.
You are too nice of a person to be a Sith. You really are.
I don't know. I think I could kind of kill him with kindness, you know?
No.
No.
You'd be taken down. No.
I would be. I'd be like, oh, I'm sorry. Sorry.
So welcome everyone. This is the first show of the new year, and as always we have an amazing giveaway, and I want to make sure that no one gets this.
Wow.
I love this cover. It is by the amazing Mark Brooks. It is for Sorcerer Supreme #1. We actually will be reviewing this later on in the show too. So what made you pick this?
Because he did a series. Hi, Make 2, and hi,
TJ. And Paul and Kenneth.
Paul and Kenneth. The reason I picked this is because he does a really cool. He was doing the animated, Disney-esque versions of people on his Twitter account, and I saw those, and they are just fantastic. If you haven't seen them, definitely go in and take a look at them because they are fantastic. I don't think he does them that much anymore, but you can go and look at them. Like it's pretty prolific. Who he did of all the X-Men, was really, really fantastic. And then when they decided to make a cover of it, a cover like that, I was like, yes, please. Plus, she is just like I really like this costume. Like I really like what they did. I like that the cape, the cloak of levitation, looks really like. I don't know. I like the design of the look of it, and I thought having her this really sort of Disney-esque really was just like it was singing to me when I was looking at it, and I was like, yeah, let's go. So
I love it. Yeah. The one thing I don't like how they make. So I love the artist Maria Wolf, and it ticks me off because they make her 1 in 25s, and they made this a 1 in 25, and I'm just like, more people would buy your book if they could get the cover they want.
Yeah.
Like, I want this cover.
Yeah.
So let's say hi. We got lots of people in the room. Welcome everyone. We got Super Zach 7, Zach's TV8. Hello, glad you could join us. Eddie Von B is in. Garth Wong. Yes. Awesome. Welcome everyone. Thanks for joining us.
Yes, definitely. Thank you for joining us. And as always, if you want to get this cover, all you have to do is put in hashtag Geek Chat into the the comment section of anywhere you're listening and watching us from. So if you're watching on Twitter or Twitch, or I think you're watching on Twitter, but if you're watching on Twitch or
Instagram,
or
maybe?
I think maybe Facebook or
YouTube,
definitely put it in. And also like, share, subscribe. We really want to grow the experience, because the more people that know about it, the better this goes out, and the more people can come in and vie for these covers. So unless y'all don't want to tell anybody because you really want the covers. So but yeah, so again, as always, please put it in there, because we want I want to give this cover to you, not Rich. So definitely do that. But let's go ahead and get started, because we have a ton of books. We've been gone for a while, and we are recharged and ready to talk about comics. So first up is what?
I was gonna say first up. Hold on.
First up is someone finally coming to get you, huh?
We live a block from the fire station, so
Yeah.
So you chose my God, like 2 weeks ago, whenever we decided to what books we were going to read, you're like, I'm going to read Absolute Superman 15. And I was like, is it a new story? Like, why did you pick this?
I picked it because it's a new story. It is a whole new story. I think this was the longest story introduction I have ever read. Number one, about Absolute Superman, and this is like finally a fresh take in which that was not Yoko Ono, in which we finally get to see like what this Superman is and how he's going to compare to the I guess the main DC continuity Superman, and it's quite, I don't know, it's quite interesting.
All
So
right. Jason Aaron is the writer. Juan Ferreira is the artist in colors. Becca Carey did the lettering. That cover was by Rafa Sandoval, who is I'm pretty sure he is the not original. He's the artist of the main book. This Juan is the fill-in artist to give Rafa some lead time, I believe. Okay. Yes. And then there were a bunch of variant covers as well. And this is The Never Ending Begins Part 1 in blue. Yeah. So, what do you think?
No, you first.
All right. So I read this book in trade. So I've only read the first 6 issues. And the second trade came in and I just haven't got around to it yet. I don't mind going into this book. That's how I started reading comics. Mm-hmm. I would just see something I like and pick it up. You know, you don't always have to know what came before however many issues. You just kind of read it, and if you like it, you keep reading.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
And I think it's interesting because I am not a Jason Aaron fan. So everyone watching, I'm not a Jason Aaron fan. But I think this sandbox, he plays well in this one because he can't F up years of history. He can't just write what he wants to write. That's my biggest problem with his writing, is he's like, oh, I don't care if this didn't happen. I want it to happen. So in a book like this, where he started the character and is building the character's world, I'm all in. Mm-hmm. It's all in, exactly. So I am like, when they introduced Winslow's shot, the Toy Man, I was like, oh, cool. Is he going to kill him? Like, I didn't understand the lead in, but again, I don't have to. Yes, this Superman is much more aggressive.
Yeah.
I thought the art was a lot of fun.
Yes.
He does a really good job laying the panels out, and then the way he draws Superman in movement or using his powers. I actually really enjoyed it, and I love what they did with the cape. The cape is so Kelly. I brought him this book this week, and he saw the cape on the cover, and he's like, "Oh, he has a cape? I thought he lost it in the last issue." And I was like, "I don't know. I didn't read the last issue." But here he is with the cape, and the cape is doing all this like he's holding a bridge up, and the cape is extensions of him.
It's a Spawn cape.
Yeah, basically, it's a Spawn cape. The one thing I loved is Clark Kent rocks a pair of overalls pretty much in every decade. So now we have the Absolute Superman, blue denim overalls. Perfect. Just a little check, There's some pretty iconic images of Clark working on the farm in these blue overalls. So overall, I actually thought this was a really good book, and it's making me read the 16 right away because, spoilers, Absolute Hawkman shows up, and I love him. I want more of him. So it'll be interesting to see. We don't know much about him, but if he can take down Absolute Superman,
So that's what I have to agree. I think this was a really nice, calming issue in what was the super bombastic, 14 issues with the whole Ra's al Ghul and the Lazarus Corporation, and really kind of set the tone for Superman's, or this version Superman, trying to fight much larger corrupt corporations. And I thought, okay, And I thought, okay, now we get to see what he's all about. If you didn't know from the 14 issues that came before. And so there was that. And then the scene where he was trying to quote unquote rehabilitate Ra's al Ghul as he's slowly dying. I thought that was very like poignant that he was able to do that, because Jason Aaron really likes to write very aggressive characters, who do very aggressive things. So for Superman to be able to sit there with Ra's al Ghul and do that, I thought that was really, really cool as we saw him aging. I do like that his persona is a lot more open and out in the open. I really enjoy that aspect of it. And the two things. So basically, it was just the whole book was just. I mean, part of it was filler, part of it was just aftermath. But it really was those last sort of like 2 or 3 pages that really kind of set what this is about. Rich had mentioned we get Hawkman, but if you looked at what Hawkman is wearing, he is wearing his the planet. Oh my god, I can't remember the planet now. Kangar, the planet that they're from, Hawkman, the planet.
Oh my god, it begins with a T.
Yeah, Thanagar. Thank you. So it looks like this Hawkman is a cop from Thanagar, because and it might be that version of Hank Hall or Carter Hall who is coming now to do something or fight Superman. So of course we're going to get it like a big drag out battle fight between the two of them. Yes, Thanagar. So I'm wondering what that's going to look like. And then second, we got to see what happened with Brainiac, and Brainiac is going to Lex Luthor, in which we're finally going to be able to see, when we saw that that little one shot where we talked about the Injustice Gang and they're all trying to get together, and that was when you first got to see Lex Luthor. Now we're finally getting to fill in what's going on with that. So Brainiac and Lex Luthor working together. So do I think that the first storyline was a bit long? Yes, I thought it was a bit long. I thought it was a little too long to introduce what was going on. But I think Aaron wanted to go out there and be very super like aggressive and bombastic. I love the word. With this Superman, because he felt like he needed to show how cool the Superman is and how much he can do. So now I'm really wanting to see a little bit more of a toned down Superman who is not as, I don't say not as aggressive, but just nicer, not nicer either. It's just a much more human, I guess, Superman. Also, that the costume is beautiful. Like, I really love that costume. It is, I think it's one of the best homages to the New 52 Superman, while keeping the that sort of metallic nature. I just love the way the costume looks, and then with the gauntlets on, it's just a very striking costume. I am not, but I am with you, Steve. I do not. I don't like the cape. I'm not feeling it. Like, I'm not feeling it. Just either keep it rolled up or have it come out later or something. But I don't know about that cape, sir. But
I think it's interesting that Raj Al Ghul is a Superman villain in the absolute world and not obsessed with the bat. I kind of like it. It's a whole new take on this on this character. Now, does he mentioned Lazarus Pit? He's in the 14 issues. They bring that up.
Yeah, it's part of the Lazarus Corporation. He's lived for centuries, but now he's been cut off from it, and he's lost his corporation. And so his daughter, that's who he was talking. That's who Brainiac was talking to, was Talia, because she wanted to save her dad, and he's like, nope, I'm doing something else now. So I really think that Ra's al Ghul is actually going to pass away. I really hope so. So
that's kind of cool.
Yeah. So
hey, Jabroni, I want to say hey, Steve. I don't think we said hey. Hey, yes, Phil. Welcome in, everyone.
Phil.
So if you are interested in Superman, pick this up. You might not know what happened, but it was a pretty good issue.
Yeah, you can, and again, you can always trade it. Everything is going to be traded as well.
Yep.
So, but I do think Having this be the actual, like, the last issue was the final completed, like, first kind of
Hey, Michael,
salvo
welcome in.
in the Absolute Superman.
Mm.
Out of all three of them, I still think, and just, I don't know what it is, I still think that this is still one of the, I don't want to say weaker ones, because it's not weak by that, but it's still a great, series. It's just, out of the three originals, I'm still thinking it's probably number three of the trio.
I would agree.
So.
We're not reviewing it, but I'm just curious, Des, did you read the Absolute Batman Wonder Woman when they met? Have you read that issue
I haven't
yet?
read it yet.
Oh,
I
so
haven't read
good.
it. I saw
So
pictures
good.
from it, and I haven't seen it, but I swear, like, Deodato. Oh my God, sir.
It's so good. Okay, so next up, everyone, is another Absolute book, Absolute Batman Arc M. And this was a one shot, and this sold out. So there was a lot of little biddles about this book here, Des. I don't know if you knew.
I probably didn't.
So, because the holidays, Lunar sent all the books for 2 weeks early. So some retailers put this out early before the street date.
I didn't know that.
And unfortunately, because of the last page, much like all the other Absolute Batmans, this one is one of those must finds to have, and the prices just keeps going up.
Steve, that he's wearing the Misfits.
I am wearing the Misfits from
you can tell.
Jem
He loves
because
Jim and the holograms. So, but he loves the Misfits even more. So
I love the Misfits.
I knew it immediately. So,
this was the funny thing about this book. So unfortunately, those that wanted to read it for the story might have to wait for a second printing.
I was very lucky. I was very lucky that my local comic book store, follows the rules, and they came out when they were supposed to come out, and they did not hike the prices up at all. So I was able to get it for cover price, which was really, really great. And they actually had some on the stand. So I was like, okay, cool. So I was very happy about that.
So Scott Snyder and Frank Thierry. I love Frank Thierry's writing. When he wrote in the X World. They were the writers. Joshua Hickson was the artist and did that cover. Roman Stevens did the coloring. Clayton Cowles was the letterer. And there was a bunch of variant covers. I got the main cover. I just wanted to read the story. And yeah, I actually had to reread it, some of it today, because I read this so many weeks ago. I started the first one. You start this one.
It's a nice filler backstory issue. It just wasn't. It didn't hit it for me. Like, I know they're doing world building. I know they're really, adding in and stretching out the Arkham myth and what's going on, and having the list of who Batman is going to be fighting at the end was great. And then the reveal, of course, if you haven't already, we'll do spoilers. The reveal of Deathstroke was cool. But
a cybernetic Deathstroke.
Exactly. So it was a setup issue. Like, it was an issue to round out Gotham and the Absolute Batman's world, and that's great. That's great. I thought it was. I thought for that it served its purpose. The one thing that was a letdown for me, and maybe you're different, but I did not like the artwork at all. It just did not work for me. I think that it works with the ideology of this version of Batman. It works for the tone, and it works for what you're trying to do. A perfect example is all of the Mike Mignola BDRP type stories. They all have a certain look to them. Like, all the artists have a certain look to them because they're trying to capture a certain aesthetic and style or tone. I think this was in that tone, not in the BDRP, that world tone, but for the tone of Absolute Batman. I think it fit for that tone, and for me, this was just a little bit more more overboard than what I was expecting. So I thought the story was fine. I love world building. I think that the architects, Scott Snyder and Terry, are really good at doing that. I just think the artwork for me was just a bit of a miss, and I am more excited to read not proper. I'm more excited to read the main absolute Batman book after this. So yeah, it's one of those. It was one of those. Like they could have slapped absolute Batman arc annual on it, and it would have been sort of the same thing. But overall, your mileage may vary, but it was just an okay issue for me. How about you?
So I don't think this should have been any kind of special $5 book.
It should have been in the main story. Yeah.
This story would have fit right after we got that Joker origin where we learn his name.
Yep.
Then they could have given us this issue, which tells the origins of not only Arkham, but of more of the Joker's world.
Yep.
Like to make this a special $5 book was unnecessary. It wasn't needed. They could have just stuck it in as a bonus issue
100%.
in the main. I have to agree with you. I thought the art was absolutely terrible. There was a great artist, John Paul Leon. Do you remember him?
Yes.
He died. Yeah, his art was very Victorian, the aesthetic. And this was a very pale imitation of what really bugged me were the faces not filled in.
Yeah.
Some of the artwork was just very lacking in detail. It was lacking in any kind of the coloring and the pencils. Like there were some panels that were just too much.
Yeah.
And I was very disappointed because I think that the absolute line is attracting some fabulous artists.
Yes.
So agree. Art is subjective, but I did not much care for the art in this. So for me, that was a big, I opened it up and I was like, oh my God, my eyes are offended. Like they hurt. They're bleeding. No, it wasn't that bad. But you know what? It was just another, if you're in the absolute Batman world and you love it and you want to know more. And like I said, Des touched on it. There's a list of the next villains that are, coming up.
I'm excited for Poison Ivy. Woo! I want to see.
I'm excited for all of them. Yeah, I know. The absolute line is just hitting it. It is hitting it, and there's something good in all of it. And it's so early in the stages that it's not going to be hard for you to go back and get a couple of the first couple trades and start world building with them because it's a fun little world.
Oh, Steve, you're such a card.
Joe Care. All right, now
we're switching universes, people.
We are switching it up on y'all today. I gotta find the credit page. So
the Will of Doom, number 1. Well, come on, it's right on the front. Chip Zdarsky did the writing. Cafu to the
found it.
The art.
David Curiel did the coloring artist, and VC's Travis Lanham did the lettering. And that cover was by Jonas Scharf and Alex, Gilmarias, maybe we'll go with. Yeah. I did it. I happened to get the J. Scott Campbell wraparound.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Anytime I can get a J. Scott Campbell doing Marvel's Universe, I pick it up. Good. And honestly, the J. Scott Campbell cover was the only thing good about this book. Just saying it. I am sick of Doom. That movie doesn't even come out for 11 months. I'm already sick of Doom. I spent 2025 reading this horrible Doom book, and this book was such a slog to get through. Slog to get through.
I'm really laughing because I partially agree with you, and then the other hand, I don't know. Okay.
The only thing that saved it was the fact Doom was a transformer. He transformed from a shark. He was a shark, people. A shark into a robot form. Doom's a transformer. I love it.
What was great? You know what was great?
What?
The whole thing that was great was that beginning page, that recap page, literally told everything that happened in the last 12 months. Like the whole thing about Doom was summed up in like
1
2
page.
paragraphs. It was
Yet it took 9 months, 10 months.
It made me laugh so hard. Like I'm sitting there and I'm reading that and I'm like, oh, okay. So basically, you know, Valeria,
oh
my god, Valeria Von Doom is the rightful heir to Victor Von Doom's throne, as I guess when he sacrificed himself, he basically did his will, and there you go. And she's now the sovereign or the ruler of Latveria, and I guess that's where the Fantastic Four is going to go now. I expect to see a new Fantastic Four #1 coming out where we talk about what's going on with that. A couple of things. The #1, it was too long. I really love looking at Cafu's art, but I do think that the book was a little too long.
I agree.
And then the only thing that there were two things that I thought were really fun. Was seeing Thunderbolt Ross, you know, being released and then talking about like everyone being mad at him because, you know, the US is, you know, entered into Latveria and was like, you know, he planted a flag in Latveria. And I was like, okay, that's fun. And then the repercussions for that was kind of cool, and how now the US is going to, you know, try to annex or attack Latveria. And I'm thinking, if you ever thought in your life that comic books were not political, then you've not been paying attention. So again, I'm not going to say anything more about it, but I thought that was very apropos of what was happening nowadays. So I was like, okay, that's kind of cool.
And this was written a while ago.
Exactly. So either some folks are mind readers or what, but I was like, that's pretty cool. And the only other thing that I thought was really kind of interesting was Doom has an island of Doombots that are now been repurposed as Fantastic Four bots. And I thought that was kind of funny.
TJ, please do not give Marvel any ideas. I can just see Fantastic Four of Doom #1 hitting stores in April.
Yes. And I do have to say, Chip Zdarsky's whenever Doom talks about himself in the third person, I've always like some writers can really capture that and make it really sound really kind of fun and interesting. And I thought Chip Zdarsky did that when Valeria was having the conversation with Transformer Doom on the beach. I thought that was kind of fun. But I think this opened up a lot more interesting stuff. And we're going to talk about something else that was more interesting, that opened up, what event ended that opened up more interesting stuff after at the towards the end of the show. So stay tuned for that, because it always feels that a lot of these events usually spawn something, you know, and a lot of the stuff that they spawn really isn't that cool. But I don't know, like I'm kind of interested to see what's going on, and I haven't been really interested in Fantastic Four in a while. So I don't know if this is going to have legs or where this is coming, you know, where this is going. Fantastic Four of Doom sounds interesting. I don't know. Like, hey, TJ, are you secretly a writer for Marvel? Is that what's going on? And but I don't know. I mean, it could be fun. So what was your thought? Right. Also, although you didn't like it, I guess.
It had its moments. I really like Johnny with that ridiculous mustache.
Yes,
that's
that mustache
so stupid.
Is terrible. Shave it, burn it off. Burn it off. It's horrible.
You know what? I've always been a fan of Valeria. I like her more than I care about the other ones.
Franklin?
I liked Franklin when Franklin was cool and a mutant and used to hang out with Rachel, and they were doing it. Like, that was the Franklin I liked. And I also liked the Franklin. I also like the Franklin that hung out with Power Pack, and his name was Tattletale.
Yeah, this new Franklin is kind of poopy. So, all right, everybody. On that note, we're gonna take our first commercial break, and when we get back, It's KO time, so stay tuned. Maybe.
FOC, a comic industry term for the final day a new comic can be ordered by a local comic shop. So, what does that mean to you? Well, it's your last chance to order a new comic book from your local comic shop. Order up! The FOC show will go over every book that's about to be cut off every Friday afternoon.
I'm going to highlight some of the stuff that I think is really worth paying attention to,
so that you can put in an order at your LCS for as many copies or as many variant covers as you want.
Sometimes the store needs to know to up their orders.
Never miss out on a popular comic again. Order up, part of the experience. Hey, did you know that you're invited to an art gala? No, I mean the fun kind. It's Sketch Up with Mog and Mel.
Welcome back, everyone. Thanks again for joining us.
Featured guests talk about their new projects.
So it takes place in this fantasy world where the world has kind of lost its stories.
And life as an artist.
The hope was that you could make some amount of money when you exited art school.
While the ever-changing artist panel draws new works live in front of your eyes.
Oh, I like that. Working on this
And
shadow.
sexy. Sex, dude.
You still got a little bit of time.
Ooh, Phil, that's dope, dude.
Sketch Up with Mog and Mel. Thursday nights. Part of the experience.
Hey everyone, welcome back. You are watching the Geek Chat on the Experience. You are watching the #1 rated comic review show in the world. Not really. I am Beardy Rich, and this is the Unabomber's cousin from a location that nobody knows. His name is Ralph. Hi, Ralph.
I am Sith. I'm I'm Darth Dez.
No, still doesn't fit you.
Am I too nice? Is that it?
You are too nice. Good try.
I'm burning.
All right, so we have a giveaway, as always.
Yes, we're giving away this Sorcerer Supreme #1 by the amazing who, Rich?
Mark Brooks.
Yes, fantastic guy. Met him a couple times. Really, really nice. That's a 1 in 25 of Sorcerer Supreme. It is an animation. They call it the animation cover. But yeah, all you have to do, hashtag Geek Chat in the description, and hashtag in the comments. And yeah, you can basically get this and we'll send it to you. We want to give it
you
to
don't
you.
have to, you don't even have to, you don't have to do nothing but tell us where you live.
Yep. And then I'll send it to you and you can get it quick, fast, and in a hurry, and we can keep it out of Rich's grubby little hands. So please,
I want it.
Please.
Put
Welcome
it in SF, by the way.
Yes. We will be talking about this a little bit later in the show, so please stay tuned. The Disney version. They don't call it. Do they call it a Disney version? We'll look at it when we review it. We'll look inside and see what it says. I sent you. If you look on that. Did I have a phone? If you look on it, if you look on the thing I sent you, I texted you, it'll say what cover name it is. I don't know. These things, they're weird. But yeah. But okay, so what are we gonna talk about next, Rich?
Unknown has a question for you while I look at your text.
Okay, so I'm guessing like all XP shows, there's a 30-day wait after you win. That is correct. But because we've been gone for 3 weeks, everyone is eligible. So
they just call it the animated style variant.
See, animated style. Yeah, because Unknown, you were the last one to win. So but yeah, it's a new year, new list. Everyone's on it. We're bucking the trend. Fresh year, fresh people. New you, new me, same geeks. Let's go. But first,
all right,
on to the next book.
We are at the DCKO All Fight Month, which was last month, but
we're gonna keep it going.
We're getting going.
Felonies for everybody.
This is The Flash number 28, written by Mark Waid and Christopher Cantwell. Vasco Georgiev did the art. Matt Herms did the coloring. Buddy Bodoin did the letters. And Dan Mora did that cover. Such a great cover. And then there was a bunch of variants as well. Yeah, so we have 3 to talk about. And this one, yeah. The way they took each other out, I really liked. And I realized after reading all 3 of these and the ones before, the Wonder Woman, Lobo, Swamp Thing, and then with Cyborg, and then Harley and Zatanna, I realized why I'm loving these fights. DC is respecting their past and using their past, all the costumes, and as a fan of many years, I'm loving that. And the fact that Guy showed up as Warrior, I loved him when he was Warrior. Like, I've always been a Guy fan. And so I was like, yes, take him out. And he did. And I loved how Jay was like, do me one favor. You know, it's like, I'm giving up. I'm giving up. But the other thing I liked about this, which was different from all the other books, because all the other books were one-shots. This was in the actual title. So it took what was happening, because this is part of an arc. Yes. So it took the arc with Wally and Bart and basically bookcased it. So we had the story in the beginning and we had the story at the end. And we had that tie-through story with Mr. and Grodd, which elevates in the next book. Like what DC is doing here, I absolutely loved.
Yeah, there's a lot of meat. There's a lot of meat in this.
Oh, there is a lot for the Flash's book, for KO, and for moving both storylines ahead.
All 3 of them.
It was
like there were 3 stories. There are 3 stories in this, and all these books have had 3 stories. And I think that's one of the things that really should be celebrated is there hasn't been. I mean, one could say the Lobo Wonder Woman was kind of a lack in quality a little bit, but for the most part, all of it has been really top notch. And I think that's a testament to just a tight writers team and editors really keeping them on track. Yeah, I would have to agree 100%. And I think that this is going to read so well as a trade. And when you're able to sit down and really just get the best out, extract all that, that meat out of this event. And I think that's just really fun. Like, I don't know what more, like, every time we read one of these, for the most part, we give it its flowers, but I don't know. It's just like, I'm really hoping that the ending, like, I really hope they stick the landing. Like, I'm like, ooh, like, cause it's been, for by and large, like I said, it's been consistent. So I really hope that they stick the landing. Cause I'm like, ooh, so I don't know, sir, but it's pretty good. It's pretty good. I get it. Why, Barry and them weren't in it, because Barry would have like mollywopped Kyle or Guy, but yeah, You
know what, Unknown? I don't know. I really hope that DC, there's a lot to this crossover. I would love it if we got a main book with the main DC KOs and then these put in the middle. So as the story is happening, I would like that. That's what I think. But we know what's going to happen. They're going to do a trade of the main book. They're going to do a trade of the tie-ins, and they're going to do, that'll probably be it.
And the trade of the backup story, or what they'll do, is they will put the main story. I mean, who knows? I mean, one of the things they could do if they really were good is they would put it all in continuity order, because all these are happening in continuity, and they do one big book and it's all in continuity order. And it's not, because what I thought that they would possibly do is put, like you're saying, put all the fights in one book, put that Booster Gold backup story in its own book, and then do another book that's just the 4-issue KO. So
or an omnibus. If they do the omnibus, they can put all this in the reading order, because that's what they've been doing.
That's what they need to do. That's what they need to do 100%. But
so the next one is Lex Luthor versus the Demon, and this is actually Superman 33.
Yeah.
Joshua Williamson did the writing. Hayden Sherman, right from Absolute Wonder Woman, did the art. Alejandro Sanchez did the coloring, and Ariana Maher did the lettering. And that cover is by Hayden Sherman and Mike Spicer. And then there were a bunch of variant covers as well.
Yes, DC will do all that and more.
Yes.
So for me, I'm a huge Etrigan fan. Huge. The Matt Wagner story that he did in the 80s was just phenomenal when they really, broke down Jason Blood and the character. So I really was like, yes. But I knew like the fix was in. I mean, it's Lex, come on. But so in my mind, whenever I feel that the fix is in, I have to think about, okay, so how are they going to do this fix? Like, how are they going to make him win? Because if it's just like, then, and which is the exact same thing that happened with the Wonder Woman thing, because I knew Wonder Woman was going to win, how they're going to put the fix in. And that fix was horrible. This one, I really, really enjoyed. This showed Lex Luthor as being basically, one of, if not the smartest man in the world, and how he took down Etrigan, especially at the end, by becoming him. And basically over, like, he basically outright thought about it. And I thought that was so cool when he basically signed the deal with Etrigan, stripping him of Jason Blood, and then killing Jason Blood, and then exorcising the demon was great. Like, I thought that was really, really a cool way for him to win that battle. And I was just like, that's cool. I just really, it was just a fun story. And then seeing him in that second round was great. And how Lex was like, I lost the second round because I wanted it. I lost the first round because I wanted to see what you can do and gauge your power levels. Totally a Lex thing. And then he comes back, dominates the second one, and then plays his trump card in the third. Great. This was by far one of the best battles, one-on-ones I've seen in this whole series. I thought it was great. I thought it was great. The artwork itself was okay. I thought in some of the pages when it was the super family was a bit awkward, but the elongatedness of their bodies and whatnot, I was like, but overall, solid book. And if you're reading this like we are, and doing these fights, like, I'm like, yeah, this was a damn good fight.
I have to agree on all of it, except okay, we can go back to that episode where we reviewed Absolute Superman or Absolute Wonder Woman #1, and I actually do regret I did not think Hayden Sherman was up to the task, but the art in Wonder Woman is spectacular, and I loved his take on superheroes. I don't really consider Wonder Woman's book a superhero book because it's more fantasy.
Yeah, fantasy
and he does really well at drawing all these monsters and that world. But to see him draw Lex's supersuit, and it was, some people take the supersuit and it's just like body armor.
Yeah.
He actually showed I don't know the word to use, like the dimension. Like, you could see the armor was bulky in some spots. The detail in the armor, I guess, is what I'm trying.
Yeah.
I loved it. And when he drew that super suit on Lex, and then Lex naked coming out of the flames, his forms are amazing. I just think Hayden Sherman is becoming one of my favorite artists from DC. So I hope they keep him. I really do. And again, I read this, and the fact that the demon went through different costumes from the past, loved. Especially the one from, what was the name of that book? The sorcery book that was put out?
Oh, Shadow Pact?
Shadow Pact. That's like when they went back in the past and they so good. Just so good. I have to agree. I really liked the way Lex used his brain, because Lex sometimes gets written as this, egomaniacal, over the top, but it did show why he is smart in this. I really liked it. I really liked that one too.
100%. And the backup story was pretty good too.
Yes, and Lex learning someone isn't who they said they are. So because of Grodd finally got through. So yes. Let me find the page for this. Next up, one that I know I have been looking forward to for a while. This is the Red Hood versus the Joker. It was written by Scott Snyder and Joshua Williamson. Dustin Nguyen did pages 1 through 13 and 20 through 28. And Giuseppe Camuncoli, love him, 14 through 19, 29, and 30. Mark Morales did the inks. John Kellis did the colors. Steve Wands did the lettering. And Jorge Corona and Sarah Stern did that main cover. I had to get the Lee Bermo cover, which was, where is it? Classic, taking him down. Loved it. Loved Lee Bermo. And I really loved that they took A Death in the Family and inserted it into round 2. I thought that for me, and Giuseppe drew it amazing. Like amazing. It's some Mike Mignola-ish right there. Loved it. As for the story, I don't know if we need more Red Hood mishmashing origin. I feel like I've always been a Red Hood fan. I've always been a Jason fan. I voted for him to die. I just don't know. What?
My least favorite, by the way.
Your least favorite?
Yeah. Robin.
I've loved him since he came back. I don't know about this book. I read it and I was like, I got the second story was really, if you had read A Death in the Family, that was, I think, the piece that connected with you. I know it did for me. Yes, Dez is the Red Hood now, except he doesn't use guns. So
I do not.
You do not.
Mm-mm.
I don't know. I don't know about the end. Like, I was just like you with Luke. Like, you knew Luthor was gonna win. I wasn't anticipating Red Hood to win. I didn't expect him to lose the way he did. Does that make sense? So that's kind of how I was looking at this. The art was amazing. I love the art.
It was a catharsis. People every now and then you gotta revisit certain stuff. And so once I knew this was gonna be the lineup that they were gonna be fighting each other, I knew we were gonna be talking about Death of the Family. You knew you were gonna be talking about certain things. And so I don't know if this was one of those things where they were trying to think about, like, let's go for it with like a growth of the character, because I've always thought that Red Hood has always been stunted by what happened to him. And I've never really seen him like get past that. And even though Barbara did get past what the Joker did to her, albeit it was kind of like hand wavy, at least she's sort of now grown more as a character. And I don't know. I think Jason is always, I don't know. It's like the editors or people want him to be that character. They want him to be, this this Punisher-esque Batman version, and I'm like, I don't know. This was my least favorite out of all of them, only because it just seemed like rehash. It seemed like this was some weird catharsis. It seemed like, Jason had to come to grips with it again, and it's like, come on, it's been like years now since he's been back. I would really like him to evolve more. I guess.
Yes. But where do we take that character? I guess that really is the question.
They don't know.
They don't. Well, we had that number one, and then the writer did some stuff, so the book was pulled. So I think DC had a plan, but I don't know if we're going to be getting I don't know. I don't know where they're going with this character again.
I would love to rehabilitate him. Really bring him back. But or at least evolve him into something more. It's kind of funny because this is a great segue into, so we're watching Buffy, right? And we just got to we just ended season 6, so we're in the final season, and so at the end of season 6, that's where Dark Willow comes out. She's only there for 3 episodes, so I was kind of sad about that, but I understand what happened. They kind of needed a big baddie at the end, and they made it her, and so it was like, okay, whatever. But the whole her transformation, and now she's trying to be this greater thing that she was before. I really like that aspect of a person, and it just seems like Red Hood, or Jason's character, the writers seem to keep him there. And again, I guess it sells. People like the Red Hood persona. They like that Jason is this kind of Punisher-esque person. And I guess that's just why everyone loved Dark Willow, I know she comes back into the comics. I'm going to read the comics as well once I'm done with the show. But it's I really liked this new Willow, this new version of Willow that we're seeing in season 7. Although in the previews, that would have been traumatizing for me, because every time at the beginning of an episode, they're like, previously on Buffy, but I'm like, Jesus, how many times can you kill Tara? I was like, geez, seriously, everything. It was just anyway. But yeah, Buffy was crazy. I love it. It's a silly show. We're on season 4 of Angel, so we're kind of reaching the end of it. I told when I was watching the Willow episode, I texted this one, and I'm like, Dark Willow's in the house. And he started laughing, and then damn Xander talked her out of it with the power of friendship and love, and I was like, okay, so he's finally able to grieve. And I was like, so the power of love, I texted him, the power of love fixes anything. And he was like, what? And I was like, and I told him, I was like, oh yeah. So I know he was probably pissed about that too, but yeah.
So, Unknown had a question.
Sure.
And I want to say the only different style is the second battle for Red Hood and Joker, because it goes back to the stylings of A Death in the Family, and it retells that story but with a different ending.
Yeah.
And then it goes back. So it's first part of the book, one artist, middle story, different artist, then it goes back to the main artist for the end.
Yep.
For that. We watched Ninja Batman, something like that.
Oh, the first one or the second one? The one where he's fighting the
second one. We watched the first one before, and the second one, and I really love the version of Red Hood in that.
I watched it.
He's not so angry. He's just him, and they actually use him, they use all the Robins. It's a fun little, animated movie.
Cool.
But again, I like how they use the Red Hood, and he's not exactly like this, so it can be done. So we should take a break, because we've got
a lot,
4 books in the next segment.
Yeah.
To get through. So I think it's a good time to take a break real quick. So giving you a heads up, Kyle, everyone come back. We've got Marvel coming up, and I got some thoughts. So
that's an understatement. We'll be back.
Boring old Tuesday. Kick it!
Hey, let's get to it.
Henri Copen scours collections and comic shops to bring you the biggest deals on beautiful comics.
I'm very eager to sell these books.
Plus, he smashes those other boring sale shows. Henri's got fire, excitement, personality, key books, Momo books,
Pixie! Momo books for ya.
a cute dog, weird accents,
69, bro!
a wheel of skid bark.
We do wheel spins at the end of every show.
You'll laugh, you'll cry, you'll score huge bargains.
That is Haktua magic right there, all right?
Kicking it with Henri, Tuesday nights, part of the experience. Sure, comic books are beautiful, but underneath, there's something more authentic and exciting. The original art. See the pencils, the lines, the shading, as if you were there in the studio watching the artist work. Getting a peek at comics' backstage is easy with the original art experience.
All right, Friday night, guys. Thank you for being here. To be doing anything, the fact that you're here means the world to me.
Nick's pieces are always value priced with your budget in mind, for the beginning collector to the veteran.
And this is gorgeous. You got Aquaman and Mira.
Join the original art experience with Nick and our friendly crew of regulars, even if it's just to enjoy the art. Fridays at 7. It's all part of the experience.
Hey everyone, welcome back. You are watching the Geek Chat on the Experience. I am Beardy Rich.
And I am the Red Hood Dez. No.
Still, you're too nice.
I am too nice. I gotta
go with. I think it was Steve. This Little Red Riding Hood. That's up your alley.
Mm-hmm. Getting swallowed by wolves. Or bears. Okay. So before we say our giveaway, Kyle, are you feeling up to there's a little message. I wanted to see if you're up to talking about what's coming up on the Experience, buddy.
Oh, sure. I just don't know that people are up to hearing me talk about it. So tonight, immediately following this show, in like 32 minutes from now, Mel and Mog are doing something really cool on their SketchUp show, which is they are having VOA cards, sketch art.
Oh, wow.
So VOA cards are video of authenticity. So the artists on the show, including Emma Kubert and some other great artists, will be drawing live on these sketch cards. There will be a witness present in the stream watching them create these in real time. The stream will get linked to the cards, and then they can be graded, witnessed, all of that kind of stuff, and the video will serve as the authenticity.
That's fantastic.
It's a really cool concept. I know Mel has been working on it since at least October, if not before.
Wow.
That's
so
cool.
Very excited for this to happen. Tomorrow at 1 o'clock Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific, Matthias and I are going to have Brett Bean on the FOC show, on Order Up the FOC show. That just got confirmed less than an hour ago.
Wow.
Then Nick tomorrow night is having a massive sale, including at least 3 gorgeous Mark Bagley covers.
Oh, cool.
On the Original Art Experience. Then Nancy is doing her regular show where it's vintage comics and it's requests and it's all of that kind of stuff on Friday at 9. Then Sunday, assuming I sound like I still sound, Jay and I will be doing something a little interesting with the Producers Live sale. If I sound worse than I sound now, we'll cancel.
There you
If I
go.
sound better than we sound now, we'll do something else. I'm planning for sounding bad.
Oh boy.
I'll
Well,
plan
something
around
good
whether I
happens.
walk or not.
Wow.
Then one day we're back with our full slate of shows next week.
Cool. And we'll be back too.
Yes. Every Thursday we're going to be here. So please tune in and hang out. And as always, like, share, subscribe, and let your friends know about all the fantastic programming the Experience has. You know, we're here, give it away for free. So come on and join us and tell your friends about it too. Also, what we're giving away for free is our, variant cover of the week.
Sorcerer Supreme #1, the 1 in 25 Marvel animated style by the great Mark Brooks. And I want this.
What was that?
I want this.
Yes. It's 1 in 25. You can get it. All you have to do is put Geek Chat in the comment section. That way,
hashtag Geek Chat.
Hashtag Geek Chat in the comment section. That way, you can possibly win this, and we'll send it off to you post haste. So please put it in there, and we'll give it to you. Hopefully.
All
right. Let's get to these comics. We're in the home stretch. Let's go. First up is. Not that one. So we're going to talk about X-Men Age of Revelation final, and we're going to talk about X-Men number 23 because they basically go into each other. So
yes.
Rich has feelings. I don't know if I would say strong feelings, but he has feelings that are coming through the screen. If you do not touch the screen, because it will be
it's nothing like that. It's nothing like that. There's nothing. So the writer of the finale was Jed McKay. The artist was Ryan Stegman with Netho Diaz. Inker is JP Mayer. Colorist is Marcio Menez. And the letter is VC's Clayton Cowles. And that main cover was done by Stegman and Mayer with colors by I don't know what she does, but Marte Gracia, inker.
Yeah.
And then we'll just do this one first. So this bloated event is finally over, ladies and gentlemen. This was by far the most uninspiring event in years. X event. I mean, yeah, it went on 3 months, 3 months too long. It's done. That's it. Do you want to know how it ended?
Sure.
Revelation turned into Revelation, the Living Planet. That was the solution, folks. He basically modified the Earth to change into a giant face of him. He got the idea from Ego, the Living Planet.
Mm-hmm. Yes, and everything on the planet is controlled by him.
Yep. So, yes, that is the Age of Revelation. Now, let's get to the good thing. X-Men number 23.
Whoa, that's it? That's it?
Because that's it. That's it.
Come on. That's it. Nothing, so he basically wins, right?
Nothing mattered.
Like he wins.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, he wins at the end. And he goes, he's going to eat Mars and, and eat Galactus, and that's it. He wins.
Yes. Okay.
All right, Debbie Downer.
So it goes. What do you mean, Debbie Downer?
No,
you haven't even read any of these.
What was that?
You didn't read any of them.
I read some of them.
I sat and read through all. I didn't read the Wolverine one because I didn't care about Wendigo, and I didn't read about Laura. Huh?
You said I need to know my pain.
You don't know my pain of reading these.
I read Radioactive Spider-Man. I thought that was good. Only because I really like Kev Walker, but
I agree. I agree with you. I agree 100%. Some of the art was amazing. Like I think the artist that was on the Cloak and Dagger book needs to find a home somewhere. DC, Marvel, Dynamite, somewhere, because that artist was spectacular.
Yeah.
And you got to see the Fenris twins. So whatever.
Great.
Yes. So the X-Men number 23. The reason why so it's funny, this book was not in our original lineup. but I read it and I was like, I like this, and I have some thoughts. So the other book, the 23,
Can you
was Jed
put that up there,
McKay.
Kyle, for us?
Tony Daniel came back to the X books after a very long time.
Mm-hmm.
The inker was Mark Morales. The colorist is Fer Cifuentes Sujo. And the lettering was done by VC's Clayton Cowles. All right.
Hold on. Kyle, you have something you want to say, sir?
Age of Revelation was so bad. You covered it so fast that in the time it took me to go 6 feet to my right and get a Powerade and come back, you were already ready for X-Men 23. I just want to point out how fast that was.
He was very done with it. I thought we were actually gonna like have a conversation.
Well, we can, but I want to talk about this book, and then we could talk about both.
Okay.
First of all, I think it's interesting on my copy at least. So I don't know if you've noticed in the Ultimate comic books, the Ultimate line, when you buy a variant, they stick the original cover on the inside of the book. So for X-Men, we got the Ultimate Wolverine book. I was like, that's a nice little screw up, but the cover stock is thicker. Okay, so this book basically comes directly out of what happened. If you have been reading or if you've watched our review of the first couple issues, Scott from the now went 10 years in the future because that Scott came 10 years to the past to try to kill Revelation. And that's what happens in this book. And you learned that it wasn't Beast that went back. And you learned that at the end of the finale, by the way. What I thought would have been a great solution to the 3 months of bloat was had this book, had 23 come out right after the Age of Revelation first issue, and they kept this parallel world, whereas Scott keeps trying to kill Doug, because it's still Doug here, even though he is Revelation. He's not that mad yet in this.
Yeah, he hasn't done it yet.
Right. And because of this, Doug learns he's going to do something. It was the duality of the two stories that I loved. I kind of wish Marvel had gone for the strength of the story over the bloat. We all know they want those number ones. It's a business. They want money. I get it. But you sacrificed a lot of really good story for bloat. And in this, I thought it was really, really, really good how Scott of 10 years in the future has noticed the world he came back to is already different. That was the only thing that's making me continue reading this book. I was fully committed to dropping this book. I've been reading the X-Men books for close to 30 some odd plus years. And I am right now ready to drop a lot of the X books because I don't enjoy them. This book, and as long as 10 years ago Scott's in this book, I'm all in for it. So You don't have to say no.
Nope. You know why I'm saying nope?
Why?
Because I think isn't there a Cyclops #1 coming out?
Well, yeah, I'm just saying what I think should have been better instead of the 3 months of bloat was giving us this and telling parallel stories.
But I'm just saying, no, I get that. But I'm saying this Cyclops, I think that whole series is going to be about him hunting Doug. So you're going to get your different X-Men, unless this one's going to be a companion piece to that while they're trying to stop him from killing Doug. Because I think that's what Cyclops' new mission is. It's very much like when Cable or when Bishop was trying to kill Hope. I think we're getting a redux of that now with Cyclops chasing Doug around. So even that idea is sort of kind of like, like something else that they've done in the past. So now I'm kind of like, okay. I did really the thing that I really liked about this is about this book, issue 23, is just how much of a tactical genius Scott is. And he just kept escaping and he kept going back, and he kept going after, and just that like he was relentless at trying to catch Doug and kill him. And like for me, I thought that this book was actually pretty good. Like I actually thought 23 was actually pretty good. Like I was like, okay, where are we going with this? What's going on? And so if they're able to keep this momentum of having Doug being Doug and his wife, who's this warrior, and then Warlock, and they're being hunted by this Scott from the future who has a mat on, and is Doug going to do his destiny, and go down that route? I think that's a much better story than what we got, and I honestly believe that your idea of having it being a parallel story would have been a lot better. But again, Marvel, I don't think Marvel thinks like that. I don't think that they think like that. I think that they planned this, and then they had maybe some nuggets of what could happen afterwards, or maybe no one thought like, hey, we can run these simultaneously, or they thought, hey, we don't want to, confuse the readers or whatever. They'll put up reasons about why they don't want to do certain things, but I think you're absolutely correct that they could have done a parallel thing and just, limited it to just Age of Revelations, and then kept it going in X-Men. That way you could read just those two books and actually get a proper sort of like a proper storyline. And then we can decide, and then we can see those two books merge into one book, and then they have their event. I just see. Okay, so it's funny. I was in the bathroom after reading this, and I was just thinking about like, are we in the age now where Marvel just can't have like the like, it's like they're addicts. It's like they have to have an event every year, or at least 3. And I'm thinking to myself, can they not do that? Like, can they honestly, and it's not like, I don't want to say that they're hemorrhaging money because they have the mouse behind them, but can they actually just not do an event? Can they just not do it? And I don't think they can. I don't think that the powers that be right now have the ability to just like say, for 12 months, we are not going to do an event. We're not going to do an event. It's just going to be status quo. We're going to let these books go, and then, let it work. And then we'll go for it. Like they couldn't even do that in the Krakoa era.
No, but you want to know why? Because there won't be a number 1. They thrive on number 1, sadly. That is that feels like the new marketing is number 1. I am shocked. I'm shocked if this book, we're already at 23. Oh my God, Marvel, you got to relaunch new X-Men number 1.
I'm surprised they didn't.
I know.
Well, quickly,
yes, Kyle.
Yes,
Ross Ritchie did a podcast where he hosted, and he had Mark Bagley and a few other guys on. And he talked about how Mark Bagley's time at Marvel has outlasted 5 editor-in-chiefs.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And he gives this really eloquent sort of explanation to, I think, why we are seeing this from Marvel with all of the events and all of the what have you. And it's these editor-in-chiefs know that if they don't put out commercial books, they don't put out books that anyone can buy that are super vanilla, they won't be editor-in-chief anymore. So instead of pushing the envelope like Jim Lee is doing or Marie Javins is doing over at DC, where they have security, these high-level editors and CB are being much more conservative and going with what they know will quote-unquote work to at least do what they expect to do, right? They're only expecting to do 7 or 8% growth every year. Well, if they can guarantee that with one event, then that covers their ass, and they're not going to get fired.
That is too bad that it thinks that is the new way of thinking.
Andrew Law Art says it would be nice to read the books without having it derailed into an event. I agree 100%, my friend. And I really believe that they could do that if they just allowed these books to breathe. And that's why I really and that's why I'm really kind of confused about the Ultimate line and why it is ending, because from what I understand, it did really well. And that was they kind of book ended it with the events. And I guess maybe that was just because it was an experiment. It feels like that was an experiment, because we're gonna talk about that too. And it is, I just don't know what it is now. I know it's money. Like, I know one of the big things is money. Like, it's money, like money. But it's like the creativity there. Like I really don't know. And it could be somewhat maddening to me as a longtime comic book reader, because yes, you have to grow the market, and really push these IPs, these long-standing long IPs, but there's got to be a better way to do it, just a better way to do it.
Yeah. If you can go find that podcast with Ross, like, he breaks down the whole economics of the thing. It's like, you don't think about a great year for these publishers is 12%. To do 12% more than they did last year in terms of dollars. Like, that's a great year. He breaks it all down, and it just blew my mind.
That's cool. I will try to find that. Yeah. We could do a whole show and it's the biggest difference right now between DC and Marvel is DC for me is while they are having an event, it is kind of an event that is all encompassing, and you feel it.
Yeah.
Whereas this, okay, let's go to the next book, because this ties into what we're talking about. Sorcerer Supreme number 1. It's funny because the legacy number is 45. So she's had 45 issues in a row, all written by Steve Orlando.
5 number 1s, right?
Yep, 5 number 1s.
5 number 1s out of 48 issues.
Okay, so this issue was drawn by Bernard Chang. The color artist is Ruth Redmond. The letter is VC's Corey Pettit. And the cover by Lyrics. And then a whole bunch of variants. Now, this book was born out of an event. Kind of. Due to the fact Doom took the Sorcerer Supreme title from Doctor Strange.
In another
Wanda
event?
has now, because of another event, Wanda has now just said, you know what? I'm going to do it. That's it. That's the basis of this book. And it was funny because this was not Marvel, when they originally put this book, solicited it. It was supposed to be this contest, like all these different people battling is what the idea was.
I remember that.
And then because we were like, well, why are we going to read it? We already know who won. And as we learned, that was all marketing. It was just a huge marketing ploy, because she just said, it's mine.
Yep.
So
cool. I mean, it's kind of cool. Like, if I have to say anything, like, from a marketing standpoint, okay, that's kind of cool. I mean, we get to see all the people who were supposedly in the running. We got to see them as her counsel. This book was just okay. Like, I have no idea what they're doing with Scarlet Witch. Like, I really don't. Like, I really believe that I don't know what Steve Orlando has on somebody, either CB or somebody. Like, the man.
We say that every time we review one of these books.
He literally has the same character for like 5 years and has had 5 number 1s, taking her into a multiple of different directions. And I get it. This right here is the number 1 test. And by number 1 test, I mean the number 1 issue test. And I believe what happens is they're trying to train us. They're trying to train us that if you see a number 1, you gotta buy it. You gotta buy it. This is why I was very surprised that X-Men X-Men 23 was there. I'm surprised they didn't shoehorn it into the next Cyclops 1, limited book coming out or whatever. They never said it's limited anymore. Like I don't. This is why I don't get it. I don't get it. And I read this book, and the book is okay, but there's nothing groundbreaking about it. Yes, the Vishanti don't like the fact that she just decided she's the Sorcerer Supreme, and they're probably gonna fight her about it. So of course she might be having her Dark Willow moment again, but like I don't know what's so captivating about Scarlet Witch. Like I don't know. I really don't know, because the books are just okay. And maybe I'm the problem. Like maybe I am the problem, because I've picked up each one of those number ones, and I picked up the number 2, and I've read them, and they always, I don't know what it is, but I always get so bored at like the 3rd issue. So I'm just like, am I the problem? And
yeah, I'll be honest, I'm not. I'm done. Like I read the number 1. I think we ordered the number 2 like 2 months ago, so I'm probably gonna get that. I'm stepping off. I don't we have one more book, but I gotta tell you, 2 things. TJ, I would read that. I would read a book in which the Vishanti picks from another
dimension
somewhere else, and
one of those damn kids.
What damn kids?
No, the Strange Academy. Those kids are still around. Oh,
yes. Yeah, they're around maybe. I would read that. That seems like a good idea for a Sorcerer Supreme. Yes. And 2, I was going through the Marvel previews for March, and my list is just getting smaller and smaller.
You said this
and I did the for DC, I did the March list, and it grew and grew. So Marvel has to do something. I am going to get all in the whole Chip Zdarsky, so I ordered the reprints of Captain America, and then the Wolverine thing that's coming for his midsummer event, another event. This book was just for me.
It's just okay. Like this to me.
It's okay. Okay, so we got a couple minutes. Ultimate Endgame number 1 came out. Unfortunately, the next issue of Spider-Man, we have to wait a month. So I opened this. I read this weeks ago, and I even had to respond to Dennis Camp because he was explaining that because of the way the scheduling happened, this came out before Spider-Man, and he's like, I'm really sorry. And I was like, thank you for telling me this, because I really got lost.
Yeah, I know.
And he responded, yeah. I was like, why are they there? Because Ultimate Spider-Man has been one of the strongest books Marvel's put out in a very long time. I know, Des, we always talk about it. It shows that you can have an engaging story about Peter Parker that's an adult married with children.
Mm-hmm.
They did it. Real quick, Dennis Camp did the writing. Terry and Rachel Dodson did Inside the Dome. Jonas Scharf did the prologue. The Dodsons did Outside the Dome. Jonas Scharf did Inside the Dome. You have to read it. A dome happened. Color artist is Federico Blee, Outside the Dome. Edgar Delgado did the Inside. Oof. Letter is VC's Corey Pettit, and that main cover was done by Mark Brooks, who's actually doing it. I also want to say Marvel's blind bag. If you were to buy a blind bag and the whole blind bag stuff, they were all damaged. Like this was the worst rollout. And also, this was what really ticked me off. We ordered 7. We got 1 blank, 2 mains, 2 peach momokos that were the exact same, and 1 foil. All of those were open order variants. Why am I spending money on a blind bag if you're going to give me books I can just order? I was highly disappointed in Marvel for that. And now the Daredevil blind bags are going to be postponed because they have to address the issues of all the damages. Damages galore on some of the sketch pages. So some of these were done and hand-drawn art is ruined because of the way that they packed them. Mm-hmm. Horrible. As for that, what do you think of the story?
The maker is a tree. And Deathlock is around.
And Death's Head.
Yeah, Death's Head. So
I'm like, come on, Dennis. Thank you for giving me. You gave me Death's Head.
That's why
cool.
I'm like, it's okay. Like it was just okay. Like I need to see what's going on. When I wasn't really moved by the art, and I thought it was very interesting. I thought the Dodsons at the beginning, we were talking about Spider-Man, I thought that was much more compelling. But when they went inside the dome, I was like, and it looked like any other place. Like I was hoping it would be much more futuristic. Like I want to know. I'm more interested about knowing like why the maker chose to be a tree.
A giant tree.
Huh?
A giant tree. So again, much like you really didn't need the Will of Doom you didn't need, but this Batman Arkham M, this could have been Ultimate's number something.
Yes.
You did not need to give me a brand new number 1. That it's literally just a continuation of the Ultimates book. It could have fit right in the next issue.
Yep.
That's my biggest complaint. You're doing your money grabs for the number 1. For me, this was just another issue in the Ultimate world.
Yep.
This was not an end game to me. Yet.
Well, we'll see.
We'll see.
All right, Kyle, it's time. We gotta start giving this stuff away because I want to make sure you're able to get something for your throat for your next episode of Mog and Mel who are after us. So thank you all. We're happy to be back. And we do this for the love of comics. That's for you, Rich. All right, let's see who's gonna win. For the love of comics. All right, who's up? Eddie.
Congratulations.
Eddie Von B.
After we gave our glowing review of it, hopefully you at least crack it open and take a look. But if not, enjoy the beautiful artwork from Mr. Mark Brooks.
Yes, get it slabbed, get it signed.
Thank you everyone for showing up tonight, for watching us. We really appreciate it. I know we're I'm a little bit opinionated, but I just want my comics to be good. I love comic books. I love talking to Des about comic books. We talk about comic books, text talk all the time. We always have. We love them.
Yes. Eddie, also real quick, please in the comment section, Kyle just put in the link to fill out. If you could do that, I greatly appreciate it. That way I can get it to you. We try to send them out this weekend. That way you can get them sooner. So all right, everybody. Happy New Year again. Please
Happy New Year, everyone.
For Mog and Mel. We love you, and we will see you next Thursday.
Bye.